Awesome, moving on to the fours. So 4, their vice is envy. Does anybody know the difference between envy and jealousy? No. That might be something you need to work on your own. It's all good. So envy, yeah. So envy and jealousy get mixed up a lot. But jealousy is where I don't want you to have what I have. I don't want you to have my knowledge. This is mine. I'm jealous of it and you can't have it. It's mine. Envy is where you want what someone else has. So envy is, I'd really love to have, your sense of style, or your cool new shoes, or you just got a really great car, and that would be, I wish I had that car. But the way that envy shows up for the 4 is not so much in material things. 4s, being in the feeling, the heart center, are dealing with shame. And they kind of feel like they miss the memo when it comes to life. And so 4s kind of always feel a little bit out of it. Like, life seems really easy for everyone else, but it feels really hard for me. And so what 4s are envious of is not your car or your clothes or your cool new jewelry. They're envious of the ease you have in the world. They're envious of your way of being in the world that seems so much easier than theirs. 4s can also be incredibly moody and over the top. These are the people who are kind of constantly swinging on the pendulum from like ecstatic to absolutely dismayed and deep melancholy. They're very comfortable with suffering. They're very comfortable with darker emotions. Like a lot of them just want to hang out in just the dark side of emotions, from like totally distraught and the world is ending to like it's raining and I'm having a bad day. Like that's where they want to live. A lot of the times. And 4s can also experience great joy, but they spend a lot of their time in these darker emotions because they feel like they have more value. They feel like they're more real. And what happens is they get caught up in these cycles of emotions. Just, like make your head spin. And they get trapped in this melancholy, and they don't want to be cheered up. They want to be in their sadness. And so 4s, as they start to work with their envy and work with their emotions, the virtue of equanimity starts to bubble up. And equanimity is, the ocean is still going. The ocean is still stormy as hell, and you don't want to be out there, but 4s aren't on the top of it anymore. When they start to develop equanimity, they start to sink down, where they can have all this stuff going on the surface, but they aren't deeply affected by it. They aren't swayed by it. They can stay steady throughout all of their emotional changes. 4s grow the most by getting in tune with their bodies. Being in with the withdrawing stance, they can tend to be fairly out of tune with their bodies. And so getting in touch with them, yoga is a great practice to figure out what's going on in your body. But they also need a disciplined practice. So they need something that they have to get up and do every single day, even when it's boring, even when it's kind of mundane. 4s hate the mundane. If they're going to go to the grocery store, they want to go to Whole Foods. They don't want to go to H-E-B. I've heard a teacher tell a 4 that their spiritual practice was to go, it wasn't an H-E-B because they aren't from here, but to go to the H-E-B to buy their groceries for a month. You can't go to Central Market, you can't go to Sprouts, you can't go to Whole Foods. You have to go to the plain Jane grocery store to get your groceries. Because 4s kind of feel like they get to opt out of, I feel myself resonating with some people in the room. 4s feel like they're a little too special for day-to-day life because of this big emotionality that they're in. But when they can do something that's disciplined and start to find that like sense of beauty even in the mundane, it's when they really start to grow. And 4s experience presence as the infinite depth and mystery of each moment. 4s are very comfortable with these questions of like, why are we here? Why do we exist? Why did anything happen? You know? And they're comfortable with that. And when they're present, they can experience that depth and mystery. Like that feeling that they're trying to cultivate with their personality, with their kind of flamboyantness or their over-the-top emotionality, or their shopping at Whole Foods for the organic such and such. They're trying to create this depth of life that when they're present, they realize is just here. It's already available to them.